can totally use things to do stuff. Because I was in another call on the same Zoom right before, and I'd set everything up. Like I warned them what I was doing. I set everything up, and then I hung up the call on autopilot, which is great. So anyway, welcome to our bonus weekly review live stream. If you have something to declare, please let us know in the chat. A weekly review. Ollie's on their way. This is terrible signal. I can see it, and it's not good. I admit I'm further from the router because it's pretty outside, and I wanted to be outside. Anyway, a weekly review is that special time in our week's life where we pause what we're actually doing and look at what we're trying to do. Plan projects, review our calendar, review the projects we've already committed to, maybe check stuff off we completely forgot to check off before. Sometimes have to research whether or not we did the thing and if we should check it off. Not my favorite one, but it's got to happen sometimes. We're neurodivergent. We talk about what we're actually doing. There's no like, oh, and then I perfectly cleaned my house. Do. No, we talk about when stuff doesn't go wrong. Oh, crap. I just found this email I should have responded to last week. Hold on. I better respond to it. Like this is a real review. So we invite people to declare what they're going to work on, use us as your body double or your co-working, and totally mute us if we're too distracting. So whatever works for you to help you get your stuff done. We started this because I was looking for literally anything in the external world to pin my review to. And I couldn't get that to work. So anyway, I looked for a live stream and I got distracted by notification, which I normally don't have. I was looking for something in the real world to pin it to, like anyone's live stream. I had nothing. So here we are. I have not had time to really dig in on what I want to do. I know there's some stuff from last time. I know there's some projects I need to plan that I want in order to feel like my life is more balanced. And I think a really important thing is getting my thoughts into MindNode that I have, but also making sure that there is something concrete and actionable in my OmniFocus. I may be making an active project list along the way. There's a chance that might help me. But what I really want to make sure is that I have, for some things that are important to me, but have no urgency, right? I want to make sure there's something in my, I use OmniFocus, but like in my system that is representative of it for these many things I would like to get moving on, but I know they're not all happening this week. I just want to make sure that the task is available if I happen upon it. And then, of course, if I have any other time, I would love to actually clean out some of the older things in my OmniFocus. So that's what I've got for today. As soon as Ollie joins, I will have them give their declarations. I don't have a text yet, but I know they had an appointment like back to back with this. So maybe I'll just oh, I didn't hit the button. Great. Okay, so at some point, I will have a thing pop up to actually start the real review. So I run everything out of Keyboard Maestro. This is not my normal spot, not our normal day. Everything is weird. What can I say? But I have my iPad, which I use for capturing my notes, right, and my thoughts along the way. And I have the things I meant to review on Tuesday. Of course, I got like 2 of those things done, which isn't great, but is how it goes. Okay, honestly, I think I know what I need to do first. I have this. I opened up my iPad to a particular shortcut I was working on, and in that shortcut, I am not very articulate this morning. In this shortcut, it is representative of a project that I left in a particular state. I should probably start with updating this project for a collection of smaller projects in my life area I'm calling Become a Grown-Up Coach. Not because I'm not already quite professional, but because there's some ways I would like to improve my practice, and saying grown-up coach is funnier. Um, and I know, again, they can't all be done next week. So I have to make some slow progress. I have to decide what's first. I have to decide what's next. But it's really amazing when we have something that's big but doesn't have a deadline, or is like big on our mind, how helpful it is, even if we know it's not happening this week, to have decided what is the very first step to move it forward. And so I think that's what I want to do for a lot of these. And I can start with this one. I'm really grateful that this keyboard I haven't used in months and months has battery life. Um, so I don't even know if this project is oh, here we go. I can pop up our reviewing and get started. Ah! Wow. Hello, taco. What is that? Anyway, I was just seeing if there was a message from Ollie, and there's not. Scrolling down to our document. I kind of did my calendar review already. I might look at it, but I don't think that that is my priority. Oh, I'm gonna do this. What I'd like to do is put in project. Oh, right, the taxes project. I don't know that I left that in a very good place. I would like to do that. So yeah, I think today, if I can get just an accurate representation of only the very first action, not all of the actions, into my OmniFocus for this series of projects that have just been like writing in my brain, that would be great. The reasons that might not be possible is because some of them, like you can't, there's some steps you can't skip and still get a good result. I was working with a client who's trying to be more efficient in the work they were doing. And they were like, okay, well, I'll stop doing this thing where I make an outline and then expand it, or a bullet points and then expand them. And it turns out that they just couldn't write without it. Like the writing was less efficient. So it's really good to try things out to be more efficient, but then also like sometimes realize, oh no, this step really is necessary. And a really important step of project planning that a lot of folks with ADHD, I don't know about other people, maybe they do, often forget is like the pause and just think about it. Like be messy, feel like you can write it out, write out your thoughts about it, and that's okay and encouraged. The problem is that we sometimes don't move past that if we do it, or that we skip it and like, I don't know what to do on this thing. And then we never really can visualize the project because we didn't pause to like let it breathe and be messy about it. So I do need to have a chance to be messy about it. And that is the reason I might not be successful, is because some of these haven't had a chance to be messy yet. So, or project. All right. And the hardest part is when they're like, the next step is I just need to spend time on it. Because sometimes that's not true. But two, okay, so then what? Do I schedule it? What is, and then the other important part is, if that's it, is like I need to like sit down and really work on it, like dig into it, which was the case in starting this project. So when will I do that? Because you need, if it needs some time, then we need time to do it. And we can't, it's not like I can do this between my client and, in the 20 minutes between my client meetings. Like that's probably not going to happen. So a when, but then also what information will I need that maybe I have in my head now that I might not when I get around to doing it. And if we think, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow, that's great, but that's not always what happens. So, like, what is the information I need to capture while it's still fresh? So, that is the case for this one. How pick this up when. In the case of when, that part isn't that, well, there's two parts. The first part's not hard to know when. It may not happen right away, but it's really the kind of project that happens a lot better when I'm on the elliptical machine specifically. So that is the easy one. Hey, somebody other than me gets to talk.
Hello.
Hello.
Woo! Pretty background. Sunshine into the brain. Huzzah.
Welcome to your bonus review.
Yup.
What are your intentions, if any, for your bonus review?
I unfortunately do not have intentions. I also don't have connected AirPods, which is not my
Ooh,
preference.
that's why I can hear me.
There we go.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah, I do not have intentions, but I'm very glad to be here.
Yay! Your intention is to do some form of reviewing.
Correct. You are
Beautiful.
correct.
Yay! Oh yeah, okay. Um, and then maybe I might need to like make a list from brain, even though I have a section of the projects on my mind, like a mind sweep.
I have experienced that before.
I have a place where they all live, I think, but sometimes you just need to write it out, and I think that's what I need.
Yeah.
And it's likely I will just dig into one, but we'll see.
Hydration.
And the first thing I have to do, of course, is write things on my when I'm on break list because, okay.
Sock. SOCK. Keeps my feet warm.
So please don't leave. And please don't, when I said please don't leave, I was talking to the shortcut that was open on my iPad because if it was my phone and I navigated anywhere else, it will not be where I left it when I come back because
I had an inkling that the tone of voice was telling me that you were speaking to technology. I don't know if that means you have a technology voice or that I'm incredibly intuitive. I think it's probably both.
you know, they say when somebody's been in a relationship for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You
mean you and technology or me and you?
I meant you and me.
Ah, I thought you meant you and technology, but either of those I would also agree with.
Okay. So I've put in, I think I have to write where I left off. Put in basic links on Mac. Way. Sometimes I just have to write something with my hand before I can put it into OmniFocus. It's just how it is. Play with rates and Okay. And when I write them out, even though I only need the first like 1 to 2 actions, if others occur to me, I capture them. They may not go into like sort of my messy place for projects is a mind map software. So they may just live in the mind map software and not go to OmniFocus at all. Or at least not yet. Unfortunately, I started that speaking about it and only wrote the word future tasks. And now, of course, I don't remember what the future task was. Oh, right. Update. What is going on? Why is suddenly this toolbar? Oh, okay. I fixed a thing.
Woo, woo, scandalous, scandalous. Oops.
I generally think you are scandalous.
Thank you. Oh, you're so kind.
I mostly said that because I thought you'd appreciate it.
I figured. Does that mean you don't think that? I am cackling. Yes. I am taking the case off my iPhone. Taken.
I did that a lot, so mine doesn't overheat.
It's just like children. It's like, oh yeah, don't worry. I never put a hat on so and so. They get too overheated. All the boomer tech users are like, put a hat on that iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
This is very funny to me. Oh, I don't know if I texted you the funny thing that I said this morning. Although I'm going to say it to the stream because someone else might find it funny too. My almost 3-year-old says, "I like Wally." I said, "Oh yeah? What do you remember from Wally?" Morgan says, "There's 2 robots." And without missing a beat, I say, "Both alike in dignity."
Wait, what?
That's from Romeo and Juliet. 2 houses, both alike in dignity.
Oh.
And it's funny because Wally, you could interpret it as a Romeo and Juliet romance plot.
I don't. I don't know if I should admit that I haven't seen Wally.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
I figured out of all the people, you would tell me that's fine instead of, oh my gosh, you have to right now, which is often what I get.
I don't say that to anyone.
I know you really don't.
It's not a thing that I do because I have
really
things
not.
that I love and I have people that I love who really don't like them for very most of the people that I talk to on a regular basis about writing and stories are either indifferent, lukewarm, or actively dislike Supernatural, which is one of my favorite fandoms ever. So yeah, you will never get that from Ollie.
Okay, so who are the people coming up? what I remember.
I would very much like to believe that my brain can focus today. That's my
I
little
did
jingle
not
for
get
despair.
to exercise this morning. I took a antihistamine for allergies, and then I was really groggy and like I didn't wake up until it was too close to leave. So I would focus better if I had been able to do that.
I have tea. I have water. I have supportive friend. I have accountability. I have no children. Clearly, these are all the ingredients for focus, right?
Necessary, but not sufficient.
Ooh, that is good. That is very good. Necessary, but not sufficient. Okay. Music. That's an ingredient I'm missing. Can
Heads up
I
when you use it, I believe there's a political connotation. I do not remember, like a historical one that I do not remember the specifics of at this moment.
Thank you for that.
But it's been used so far beyond that, it's probably fine.
Right. Yes. Ollie is all about the reclaimed language.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what my queer friend's talking about. It's funny because it's reclaimed.
Wow. I'm gonna pull out of that meta spiral. Okay, so I have music on now. Lady Gaga is pumping me up. I'm gonna look at my sacred timeline. I might have to just verbally process this, my friends, because
yeah,
might be that day.
Okay. Okay. Those ones do need to be added, but not for the first version. I'm trying to do this in like phases because these are like letters to send out to clients. So like, what does the next client I need to send it to need, and to only focus on that one so I don't get overwhelmed. Okay. All right. So I've got it in. I don't know if there's anything else having this shortcut physically open will do for me. Oh, I could put the name in. Okay. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do because I can't trust my brain to remember steps 5 minutes from now. Um, hmm.
I have a distinct memory of asking you, Watch, to never notify me of any emails. You just did.
I
This
still have my
is
Monday meeting of ours that I get alerted for every Monday. That's not at that time and hasn't been for years. Hmm. And I just wrote Mac as in my computer with a K. Okay. I also look at my calendar to see who else is coming. Oh, okay. Is that in there already? Weird. Uh,
very amusing conversation is taking place between me and my spouse. I had previously set up a challenge for myself that if I run every day sequentially for 30 days, I can purchase an additional kettle to keep in the kitchen, which is the traditional location for many people to keep kettles. But right now, the one we own is in my office. I messaged saying, "Can I order a kettle? Because I can't run right now." And he said, "You seem to be breaking our deal." I said, "I remember no deals with any person that messaging you a question violates." He said the kettle has set parameters, which is his way of saying, I mean, yes, you have the credit card, you have the Amazon account. If you're asking me if you have the physical capability in this universe, in this reality, the answer is yes, and we both know it. If you're asking me if you can rescind on this deal that we made together, then I think you know the answer to that as well. And he knows that I know that that's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
16 years is a long time. It's a very long time, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Right.
Ooh.
Wait,
Ooh, do I dare cross the streams?
I don't know.
Um, I'm gonna do something on impulse.
Okay.
And the potential negative consequences are minor.
Okay.
I'm going to have an LLM self-analyze. If I cause the end of all technological infrastructure on planet Earth as a result of this, I apologize to planet Earth, and more specifically to you.
Okay. I'm looking people up real quick.
So I had Gemini, the Google LLM, generate a research report for me on a topic. I have now said, assuming this research report is accurate, generate a to-do list based on it for me to insert task.
Mm.
And it's a whole separate thing.
Maybe.
That's cool. It did. There are 30 items on this to-do list. That is overwhelming.
Okay. Had other thoughts. This is definitely longer than I meant to do this first one. I'm going to check that there's a project, which is what I wrote down first. And then I'm going to, I'm not sure that there is. Oh my gosh, it's not even, no, it's not in here. Okay. So underline the spot I'm on, and I should probably go take a break.
Sounds good. You're very picturesque visual at the moment. It's very nice. I mean, I've commented it before, but I'm going to comment again.
There we go. All right. All right, I will go right. I'll be right back.
Cool. Got each other in this something that no one friends keep on telling me something's wrong. Telling me someone. We can say.
apparently I just scared a deer who also scared me in turn.
Mm. That seems like a frequent occurrence with deer.
Okay. All right.
I feel the urge to speak something aloud, and given that I have struggled with comfort around that, I'm going to act on that impulse, which is my free D&D friends will still love me, even if my D&D friends will love me regardless of what happens at tonight's session. Even if I canceled it at the very last minute, they would still love me.
That is almost certainly true. Also, I still have a phone in my shirt, apparently.
You what?
Awkward. Nothing.
Okay. Oh, little iPhone 11. Zoom is not kind to you, is it? Poor thing.
No, Zoom isn't kind to anything, which is why I just spent an obscene amount of money on another plug for this computer
Mm.
because I was tired of moving the one in my office. And the normal USB-C cannot keep up with the battery drain of Zoom.
Mm.
I can use it, but my computer's too beefy and Zoom is too much of a hog.
Mm-hmm. What? What?
What?
My Todoist claims that I am sharing a whole bunch of tags with whom I am not certain. Why? I'm also not certain. What? How do you determine with whom you have shared labels in Todoist?
It might just be like
It doesn't tell me. That's interesting. Um,
Okay. There's a project. I just made it.
and why is it showing that these supposedly shared tags have tasks in them, but when I go into said tag, there aren't any? This is beginning to feel increasingly like a bug.
Hard close.
Yeah, but except I just went into an alternative device and it's there also. So I'm going to go into the browser version and see if I can, because I'm not going to report this. I do not have the capacity. I'm not going to choose to utilize resources in that fashion at this time. That would also explain why I can see those tags on my iPhone 11 still. But let me see here.
Get another.
Okay. Yep. And that is not visible on my on the browser view.
Yeah.
Implying,
That is most unfortunate.
Yeah, implying that it is a app specific bug. But I don't think it's relevant to me right now, so I'm going to ignore it. I'm sure there are people who
will report it for you.
Yes, on my behalf. Those beautiful people. I appreciate them so much. That is not sarcasm.
No.
All right. Hard close has failed to solve the bug, but I will ignore it and move on with my life in the assumption that I can't even do that. Okay.
I am proud of you.
Sure that, thank you. The positioning. Oh, question.
Yeah.
About shortcuts. Is there an action that commands my iPad to pull up a split view of two apps in a shortcut?
I remember people talking about it. And I remember people talking about it with the display. What is that called? I don't use it. Stage Manager. But I don't remember if it exists or not specifically.
Okay.
So that would be a thing to research because I don't have enough common circumstances that I have made use of it. And I know it didn't exist. I just don't know if it currently exists.
Okay. Thank you. I don't think that my current capacity means that the benefit to me would be great enough that researching it at this time. But yes, that is good to know.
Mm-hmm.
It also means that I can check it off of my brain without ever having to capture it. Huzzah!
Yay. Okay. So all right, this might go better to do from my phone. Excuse me. I have a drafts action that sends it to OmniFocus with a link back to the draft because I would prefer to continue to work on it there. So I can just like click on it and go right there.
That's fantastic.
Thank you. Hi, I just changed the tags. Why don't you reflect that? I need to add some stuff. Nope. Nope. Not what I wanted you to do. Okay. So I need to Mhm. Okay, and then the other one I will do on my Mac.
Okay, back to the sacred timeline. I'm doing pretty good right now in terms of my productivity, in terms of my intentions.
Yay.
Mhm. Um,
I am not doing great on time because the first thing I thought would be really quick hasn't been wrapped up yet. But
mhm.
sometimes how it goes. Oh, wait. Um, I think um um, that's interesting. Okay. Wait. Hmm. Probably not actually.
Do you remember relatively recently when I was talking about the concept that certain areas of my life have to have a minimum or maximum number of projects in them?
Uh no, but that doesn't mean anything necessarily because brain.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's like I have to have for optimal life quality, I need to have a couple at least of sewing projects, but I can't have
Mm.
more than one project that relates to wholly like other people who aren't my nest mates. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This kind of concept. I'm adding a project of other people in the area of other people of my life, in the area of my life relating to other people. And it made me consider if if the one that I currently have there is even necessary to consider a project. And I think the answer is no, which is very exciting to me.
Yay!
Mm-hmm.
I definitely have like minimum and maximums, but also like the minimum can be a placeholder. Like my brain will keep coming back to this thing if I don't have anything physically represented there, even if it's like a don't do thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, I get
Like
that.
when I was keeping track of what on my thesis I was working on, like on a whiteboard in the lab, even
Mm-hmm.
though I was usually only working on one section at a time, I had to have all of the other sections written up so I knew I didn't have to do anything with them.
Yes.
and not have an action by them.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe I had like one anyway, otherwise, like I would be like, oh, something's missing, and I didn't feel comfortable moving on.
Mm.
Or that like it was a full and complete, like, what am I doing this week list.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that makes sense.
Okay. All right. I think that's all. Okay, there's a huge problem with this action I just put in. It is not, I don't know if you have this, where like I have contexts that exist. They are required to do that thing, but it's a context I am never in longer than I absolutely have to be. So I'm never looking
Uh,
for stuff to do in it.
mm. Like the bank. You're never going to be like, ha, here I am at the bank. I wonder what I can do while I'm here. It's like, get in, get out.
Yeah, like I mean, if I
Although,
saw it in advance, I could do it, but like
yeah.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, what could I do here?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's at my computer. Um, I do have one for when I'm on a meeting and they are discussing something that does not apply to me. I have one for
Mm,
that rerun, but I don't actually use it as often because I don't have as many meetings anymore that don't apply to me. Um,
mm,
so I have one, but this is too much focus for that. So it doesn't fit.
mm. Now, do I decommission this project? I think it would be good for me to do that. I'm going to do that.
Okay. I'm adjusting the timer. Okay. I think I may just look something up right now. I remember this was harder than I thought. Okay. Let's not look find it there. Let's go find it in the place I hate going to. Google. All right, that's I'm not gonna go do it in Chrome. Tab. I'm sorry, what? I need a thing too. And then I found a thing, of course, that I have to fix. Hmm. 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 I guess I should also share that. I think I have this piece of information in front of me. I should put it in more places and I can reference it later. Text replacements. And I can change it when I need to. Okay. And then I did that. Okay. Oh, no. I needed half of that one. Okay. just a very important part. Okay. Not sure if I should. That part doesn't matter. Did that. Okay. Actually, this is definitely a less than 2-minute action. I'm also going to do this one. Okay. Then I did this one because it was a very like that was literally a 2-minute action. Literally.
Ooh, 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 ooh. We love that. I love that.
Less than. Like it was, oh, hey, I said I was going to send this yesterday. Here's the link because it's still on my clipboard.
Yeah, it is. Long distance high five.
Thank you. I was like, I can't just not send this thing while it's on my clipboard. Project plan. Okay. 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 By the way, I'm so proud of myself. I'm doing so much like this is the for now version. I do not need to have everything perfect. I just need to have this be for now. Okay. Wow. Okay. All right. Yay. Gimme. I did these things. Do 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 do. Okay. Um, oh, what's the next one I'm gonna do when I get back from break?
I'm going to be leaving in 7 minutes, just a heads up.
Cry. Kidding. I mean, a little bit, but like not to make you feel bad. Okay, what else? Mm. Oh, right. I know what's next. I'd already decided. That's what I'm doing next. Making a list of all those projects that I want to be capturing because they're not. I need actions. Anyway. Okay. And then I think after that, I will do ones I've started brainstorming, get them in their permanent spot. Okay, off for break. We'll see soon.
See you. Well, I am off to a meeting. Thank you everybody for being here. This was helpful. As always, some review is better than no review. Bye-bye.
Whoopsie doodle. Oh, Ollie left. I guess it's time. I guess it's time. There we are. Okay. Oh, I just got an idea about a thing. Mm. And now to go. Oh, huh. I need to grab another link. Excuse me. And then I need to see, is this in our links page? Because I don't know the answer. Okay. Copy link. Okay. Oh, that's not the page. I want the page. Schedule call. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. No. No. Oh, that's terrifying. Crap. Now I need to add stuff to our agenda inbox. Oh, gosh. Um, okay. Okay. Where was I? Oh, right. Making a whole list of all my stuffs. I'm gonna take some vitamin stuff. Okay. Okay. List of the projects I want to plan and make progress on. And I don't like doing this because it means that I'm not doing the projects. I'm just talking about the wow. Yesterday I was so convinced it was Friday. I actually took the Friday vitamins from this thing. Wow. Not an awesome sign. Not awesome at all. Anyway, I don't like it because I feel like I have so little time to put them in that it feels like a waste of time to write them again. And I don't like that, but I think maybe spending just a few minutes on this could help as opposed to like dig into something else, like a fresh offload, I guess. But I officially don't like it because I feel like I should just be putting them in. But anyway, maybe I'll set a 5-minute timer. Set a timer for 5 minutes. Speaking of which, I should have when I got back. Okay. And the physical therapy, how to make it shorter, more approachable. Like, I feel like it's so big to make that a thing I can do. Okay. And then um Hmm. Okay. Okay. Are these doing once? They say bi-weekly, but they're really not. I don't know why that would be. Why this thing would say, oh, yeah, it's bi-weekly when it's not how it's meaning. Oh, I set a timer for 5 minutes and only wrote about one thing and started taking in on it. Cool. And the reason I was like, how do I make this one simpler? Because I keep like planning it and not making action progress on it. So, but there you are. Maybe I should do something different instead. Okay. Why don't I change this to weekly? All future events, change to weekly, all future events, and then just undo it next week. Then I could offer 1st and 8th. I need to go to the last one I went to, which was really that was the last. Ooh. Um. Somebody offered to schedule with me over text, and I'm just going to say okay. Hmm. Okay. Um, okay. Wow, that's fun, but I did do the thing. All right. Um, okay. Um, okay. What else? Set timer for 5 minutes. Just writing everything out that's in my head right now. Mm. I hate that this is where I am because I find it very boring as a project. Like ways I want to improve my practice, writing of course, these are all exciting and meal planning is not. And I hate that it's a thing I'm having to address, but it's either that or I don't eat the food. So, or we keep having stress at night and it impacts like, anyway, I hate that I have to do it. I find it very boring. And so I need to make it like, okay, how do I, you know, do it at a reasonable pace, I guess. I just saw something on my calendar that wasn't there. Dang it. If you just put it in this, okay, good. Yeah, this timer keeps going off and I haven't like done a lot, I guess. Or I went in deeper than I expected. I feel like I'm gonna end in the same spot with like nothing captured anywhere permanent and just wrote out a bunch of stuff. Does that make any sense? Okay. I don't like it. In okay. Um Oh, I don't like that at all. That's not the time I wanted to have passed. And then I have a bunch of projects around like, or want to do projects around okay. Okay, I need to stop adding e's to the ends of things that don't have e's on the end of them. So these are all the things I want to do around the house that have been nagging at me. What else? Oh, I don't like how there aren't as many colors on this one. They're like two different. Oh, right. So I feel like I could update these. And that's before I got to any of the work ones. Oh, gosh. Okay. I think the big one is have more of the steps. Oh, one other item that needs to live in the mind map I updated earlier that's gotten out of control. Okay, I just want to capture what are the other things. Otherwise, I'm going to spend this entire time doing this. Okay. All right. Okay, what else was on my mind? I guess that's a good thing, right? That I'm mostly out of it. Oh, start videos. I want that different color. I need to start recording videos again. I would like to do it next week. Excuse me. Is that reasonable? Oh, I forgot about that. Hmm. Copy. Hmm. Okay. It's definitely time for me to take a break. So I'm really, really curious really quick. What else is in here that I didn't remember? Oh, duh. Um, okay, under here. Out, high focus. Oh, that is a really, really important one for day-to-day life that needs to happen soon. Okay. They're all good things, but they're also fine where they are with the upcoming projects at some point. I don't feel like, I gotta do these right now. So okay, I think that is another one. Soon. Okay. Okay. I think that works. Now I'll just update the document so I know what I'm coming back to do. Oops. So I feel pretty good about my list. Get them in there. Permanent's the wrong word. Useful spot. I know. Or omnifocus. Okay. That's what it's going to say on it. All right, I'm going to head off for a break. I'll be back for probably the last one because I need to get moving. It's nice out. All right, see you soon. So it'd be debatable how effective of a break when I'm mostly just capturing stuff somewhere else. Oh, well. So I had written like, it's like, yeah, one of my goals, I'm gonna have to unplug this device for a second. One of my goals is to do more, like I want more reviewing getting done, but at the moment it's taken all I can do to like get projects like laid out and pause to think about them in here. And yeah, it's off for a second. Part of the reason that I scheduled these was so I could finish cleaning out OmniFocus, but it's there's so much that was on backlog that I'm just doing a lot of project planning. And the downside of that, anyway, so I'd written a note of like, could I do more OmniFocus clean out on walks? Because I'm trying to do more things not at a desk. And I can probably do a little bit, but the fact is I'm just like, I'm more comfortable planning projects when I have an iPad in front of me, which means not on a walk. I'm also more comfortable moving stuff around in OmniFocus because I have a little more flexibility on the Mac. So that is not, I end up working longer because my phone is not very charged. Uh, uh, but what I can do is a lot more inbox processing on my walks. Not the walks are infinite, you know, they're only so long, but that was one of the things during the Unstuck class was so many of the tasks I had, like wrapping up the videos and making sure they got posted, they involved being at my Mac. And I get stir crazy if I'm sitting around too long. So I'm trying to get as many of these things that I can do on walks out of the way. And I am trying to think of stuff I can delegate, but it's hard. Oh, it's real hard. Okay. I have not started a daily task list for today, but I will do it right now. Probably not one I'll publish. Just because it's going to end up being messy. Okay. So I might as well start with this one, getting it into its proper place in OmniFocus. I don't know what's going on. I think my shortcut has started, not shortcut, but Keyboard Maestro, which is what I use to launch a lot of stuff on my Mac. I think it has started relying on the older version of OmniFocus. By default, and I don't really know why or what to do about it. Oh, that really has to happen tomorrow. Pretty sure. Oh, oh my gosh. Other thing really need to do as soon as I'm off of here. Jeez. Okay. So now look at the project I'm trying to look at. I don't know why that one's in dark mode. That's what it feels like to torture me. Oh, there you are. That's weird. Okay. Does this project just have nothing in it? I'm so confused. You know what? Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I don't really like how these look in the new OmniFocus as much, and that's kind of sad. And I don't think it's OmniFocus's fault. I think it's Swift UI and it not being mature enough. Okay, we do have a thing we need to do. We need to update medical history. This has a deadline. I feel like there was a thing. Do I just need to change it so I can see what's completed? No. And you were very much due. I want to say it's 2 weeks before. Oh, 2 weeks before, not today, but 2 weeks before the appointment. So that is okay. But that needs to defer. I don't know. Wednesday. Now you are officially reviewed. You've been imported. What else can I import quickly and easily? Okay. Is this in here right now? I don't know. Where do you guys live? Oh, okay. I did this one. I just didn't move it. Okay. It was weird. Oh, I need to remove that. Got it. Okay. Yeah. This really is a problem. Mm. Okay. Like, yeah, I need a lot. So one of the things I was like, oh, well, I could have just a longer time I dedicate to this so that I can deal with all the thoughts, set it up to be smoother. And I don't see a time I could suggest to another person to be like, hey, how about this time that I'd feel comfortable about that happening regularly. I guess that gives me a better scope of the problem, but it's not very helpful. I mean, I guess see me wanting to do this, but So I guess since I am really still not sure, which sucks, these need to go into my note. And if there's any that I'm sure of, I guess I can add it. That sucks. This is just kind of depressing. So it's not that I don't have any times in my schedule regularly, it's that they're dedicated to going for a hike and that I go a little stir crazy when I don't get to do that. And I'm giving up something that is good for my physical and mental health for something that is good for my physical, which I mean is theoretically a fine trade, except I will never do it. So it's not realistic to consider those times. Like, yeah. I just don't think I'll do it. So okay. What do I actually have in the project right now? Okay. I feel like these things are not. They're in there. It's fine. I would like a separate one. Nope. No, I did not mean to delete the entire thing, just that context. That is done. I don't know why it's still on there. That's definitely done. Okay, so I think there's really only one item that needs to be here. Oops. Try to stick my pencil to the edge. I think that's a 15-minute task. And I think it just needs to repeat. Probably 3 days after I do it. Okay, and you do not need to be that. I was scheduling physical therapy time and I was just not listening to it. It might work fine with another person, but the problem is that that's really hard to do regularly. And all the other windows seem to be taken up by other things. And this isn't great, but I'm noticing that I'm like, okay, could set up this time with somebody else that I've talked to about setting up a time. But then it's like, oh, I could do it at this time. Well, if somebody schedules coaching then I have to reschedule with them, and that's exhausting. Which is not untrue, but it is also not helpful. Hmm. Hmm. Okay, the first item on here is update the timer for starting. I don't know if that's helpful because I feel like it doesn't have enough information in it. Um, so this one, okay. The other things that might make it easier are Mm. But this really nice thing where they'll have somebody text you about scheduling, and it's like, that's great, but they're like, what time works for you? I was like, I think there's only one time available for Zoom. You need to make sure you're scheduling me for the right thing. Uh, it's a good idea. I should probably do that more often. Like, of course, then they have to reply, but make it good someday, maybe for my. Yeah, I think I have another similar problem with this other project where it's like actions are outlined. Um, the problem is I don't like sitting at my computer longer than I have to, so I'm never looking for tasks to do there. Okay. I think this one is a someday maybe. Okay. This is okay. That's not really what I probably need to do first. What I okay. So in addition to not being flagged, I think they're going to go on someday maybe. What I do need to do is mm, okay. And then there was another thing. Oh, right. Why don't I do this? Or this is a good idea. I do need to give myself some credit. This is past the time, but I'm so close to the end. Like the last time I went to plan this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna plan this. This is very important. Yeah, it just devolved into a thing on my devolved is maybe the wrong word, but like morphed into, oh, right, my morning and evening are way less structured than they could be and way less effective than they could be. I could maybe find more time to do this in there if those were cleaned up a little bit. And so my goal around that was doing those. And actually, those have been going better. Not perfect. This will not shock you to learn, but better. So I should give myself credit that that is a step along this path, is getting those cleared up a little bit more so that the morning is a little bit, at least once I've gotten better at these exercises, more possible to do it before I started my things and while the child is running around. But I will need, the other part of that is I'll need to be better practiced. Anyway, and my rule is if something's the most important thing, maybe it needs to happen first. Well, it turns out the most important thing is still me exercising first. So an elliptical has been happening more often in the morning. So that is a huge win. And I should give myself credit instead of just agonizing that it hasn't gone as well as I'd like. It hasn't, but what I realized was that these were steps along the way to better PT, and those have been going better. So it's not like I've done nothing. It's just that the incidences of doing PT have not been that many. But this was like one of those, oh, this will go better if I do this other first. I'm going to do that thing where I reference the draft because I think that's great. It's going to be in under PT. It's great, but the other one it needs is I need to be in a plan mode. Yes, that probably should be flagged. Okay. Oh, and then probably sync. Oh, right, that does stay there. Good, you did the thing. Beautiful. Oh yeah, it's still totally doing that thing. Oh, capture it. Fix. And drafts for XOF with reference. It's including the first line in the draft in the link. Okay. That is not awesome. Okay. Important things. And that's another thing I would really like to do is create widgets for okay. Thank you, AirPods. You are not enjoying a long day of this, are you? Apparently the left is more so than the right. Okay. Okay. I really think that the most effective thing I can do feels like a gigantic waste of time. And that is really hard. I mean, I'm not saying it is a gigantic waste of time, but what I'm saying is it feels incredibly inefficient. These are all, yeah. Um, okay. Here's another item. This isn't really where it goes, but you are. Hmm, 6 p.m. Oops. You need to repeat every day. I'm trying to do something about the fact that I have not been watering the plants. It's no fun. Okay. Oh, wait, no, we don't want to. No, do. Um, okay. Okay. You probably live and walk and plan. Oh, okay. And then I have a feeling that I'm going to spend my entire next walk processing my inbox in drafts. Okay, I have put a couple of these actions in. I put my thoughts, most of them into my node. If wow, I am just going. Okay, I put something in. Um, okay, this one is not in OmniFocus yet. I don't know if it's in at all. Let's click on projects and search food. No. Nope. I don't think this project is in here. I guess it goes in human. It's kind of related to health, but improve. Yeah. I don't really have a title for this. I hate this title. I need a new title. Okay. I'm going to figure out where it is in. Where is it? Okay. Wow. I found the thing and it mostly contains what I already wrote up. Project needs a better title. I don't know why I react viscerally to meal planning. It feels so grown up and so boring, and I just hate it. And I don't feel like I'm a very domestic person, and it feels like it's contrary to my personality, but I also care about not eating crap and also not being stressed out of the evenings. So, um, it's actually become part of something else. Like originally it was just like, oh, there's foods I want to make that I feel blocked on. Like I want to find a recipe I like or whatever. And every time I search for a few minutes, like when I'm thinking about making something, I always get interrupted by the child and I never get anywhere. So I'm just permanently frustrated. And so that was the old project, but now it includes other meal planning. So the first thing in there is a better uh title and to ask my spouse about it. Um doesn't help that neither my spouse or I did much cooking before. He's really taken the lead on certain things, but introducing new ones and also vegetables will never be his strength. So I need to come up with them or they just won't happen. Okay. So this does have a couple actions I can do right now, in addition to coming up with a new title. A title, get new one. I I don't hate that OmniFocus has the option to give a project a tag, but I hate feeling like it's incomplete without a tag because it doesn't really actually make any sense for a project to have a tag or like a context necessarily. But whatever. Okay. Okay, so this might be, let's say half an hour just in case. This probably is about half an hour. And then this is okay. That feels fine to start. These are in. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Okay. Those things are in there. Okay. Okay. I will pick one. This goes in the mind map. Okay. Something I want to do quite soon is, I don't know where to put this, but where was that? Okay. Hmm. Do I have the thing in here that says printer? The project just, is there one anywhere? Okay. I just don't look at it. Cool, cool. I'm just going to stick these in here because there's no way I can put them in reasonably in the other one. Maybe I could. There's no way I can do it with the remaining time I'm willing to spend here right now. I just want to make sure there's somewhere other than Notability. Okay. What's the next one? Okay, show. I did a less than 2-minute action of just asked my spouse, hey, do we want this thing? Because I think the next action is just telling the person we want the thing. And then, oh, I did that. Hmm. So I think, what are the ones that I would just put in right now if I had time? Those ones feel very actionable relatively soon, although I think the other one's going to happen sooner. But I don't think it's going to happen because it's in my task manager. I think it's going to happen because my spouse and I are like, okay, we cannot deal with this right now. We're okay with it. Progress over perfection. Okay, so these are all in. These are in. I just don't know if they're going to happen like that. These are in. Okay, this has actually been pretty good. Like this whole moving things in. I think this is captured. I just. Okay. I think I added this one, but I'm not sure. So. Okay. This one needs to go in, and I don't think I can do that right now. Okay. Okay. And the thing I haven't done is maybe it needs to go in here. Prepare. Um, Review. Okay. Wow, I am going to use it this whole time. So I at least captured these somewhere other than here. These were mostly on. And I kind of didn't capture those, but the other big one is the grandparent calendar. I think I'm just going to have to start scheduling those. And yeah. How to make myself do the things I never really want to do when it's review time. Because planning a new project is always sexier. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I have a keyboard. Why am I not using that one? Habit, I guess. Okay. All right. I used up the timer. I've gone way over. Hopefully you got something good done today. I know I did. And we'll see you at our regular time. I think our next weird one is going to be May 2nd. But at 8:30 a.m. Pacific, 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And so I think that's the main plan. Anyway, thank you so much for joining. We will see you at our regular time next week on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, have a productive week.